Coming up on News Live at 6, early voting numbers in Onondaga County are breaking records. Citrus TV reporter Greg Bradbury is live at an early voting site in DeWitt to tell us more.
And restaurants are adjusting to social distancing guidelines as the winter months approach.
And new lockdowns emerge as Europe gets hit with its second wave of COVID. All that and more coming up in just a moment.
This is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
We start with breaking news. There are 70 cases of COVID in the past 24 hours, the largest uptake in cases in Onondaga County since the virus began.
And welcome into Citrus TV News Live at 6. I'm Oscar Offerman.
And I'm Ryan Baker. Let's take a look at the latest news. Early voting in New York State started over the weekend, and Onondaga County hit a record. Citrus TV reporter Greg Bradbury is in DeWitt as voters cast their ballots. Greg, what can you tell us?
Guys, right now the lines have not been too bad. You can see people lined up behind me. Now, right now the estimated wait time is just about 20 minutes, so really not bad compared to some of the lines we've seen throughout the week since early voting began on Monday. Some people waited over an hour in the rain just to cast their vote. Now, when we get to those record turnout numbers, you can see right now over 23,000 people have voted early in the county as of last night. Now, not only that, but also record voter registration and also record absentee ballots requested and received. Because of all of this, Onondaga County Elections Commissioner Dustin Zarney says that they've expanded voting early hours.
Decided on Monday to try to get ahead of the final weekend, which we believe will be even crazier than any of the other days, to open up earlier and give people more of a chance to be able to get in and cast their vote in a quicker way.
Now you can see poll locations there on the left, and they will be open from 8 to 3 on Saturday and Sunday. Now, if you still want to come to the polls tonight, the poll location here closes at 8. Not too bad of a line, and as long as you are here before 8 p.m., you will be able to cast your vote. Reporting live from the DeWitt Town Hall, I'm Greg Bradbury, Citrus TV News.
Thanks, Greg. And New York's Lieutenant Governor is promoting early voting right here in Syracuse. Kathy Hochul delivered donuts and visited poll workers at Syracuse's Southwest Community Center this afternoon.
The Democrat said she was proud of the amount of people who have showed up to vote regardless of their political affiliation. Hochul told Citrus TV she's always surprised by how few young people vote.
Young people, this is your year. I remember being a freshman at Syracuse University. I had just turned 18. I just had a chance to vote for the very first time, and I still look back at that as a momentous occasion. So it makes you feel really special. If you really want to feel engaged in your community and engaged in the local politics and selecting our leaders, this is how you do it.
Sure, no problem. Hochul says that young people have their entire lives ahead of them, meaning so much is on the line. And Syracuse University is holding virtual events to help students learn more about the election. Events throughout this week include panels on economic policy, unpacking the economic impact on the election, and the Election Day recap. You can find the full list on University Events calendar.
The Shaw Center is also providing free transportation for early voting to the Armand Magnarelli Community Center and the Syracuse Community Connection. Requests for transportation close Friday at noon. And Citrus TV News has all the election night coverage you need right here on campus. Tune in on November 3rd at 8:30 for 3.5 hours of live projections, analysis, and state-by-state coverage. We'll tell you everything you need to know about races at the local and national level.
And well, the cold weather is certainly back, but Trey, is it here to stay? Citrus TV weather anchor Trey Redfield is in studio to tell us more. Trey?
Well, to answer your question, yes, it is here to stay, actually. I mean, and let's take a look at right now, 48 degrees currently. The sun has officially set, did so around 6:01 p.m. And hey, there are calm winds at 7 miles an hour. So like you said, like you asked, Ryan, yes, the cold weather is here to stay as it was. And now let's take a look at tonight, though. It's going to stick around to I'd say about 43 degrees, so just a slight drop in temperature, but still going to be partly cloudy skies. The rain is completely gone as it was around say 2:30, 3 o'clock today, but the winds will stay at 7 miles an hour as well. But speaking of rain, it will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. It's going to be cloudy though, hanging around at 43 degrees, but at noon, that's where the rain's going to come in at 47, and it'll stick around at 6, where it'll be about 45 degrees tonight. So cloudy in the morning, rain in the afternoon, so be sure to have that rain jacket handy, you guys. Back to you guys over there.
Thanks so much, Trey. COVID-19 has brought its challenges to the class of 2024. The volunteer organization Orange Seeds helps freshmen adjust to college during the pandemic. Citrus TV reporter Nicole Aponte explains.
Incredible experience. I would not be at Syracuse University if it wasn't for Orange Seeds. This organization gave me my best friends, gave me a little bit of the outside Syracuse community.
This statement holds true to anyone involved in Orange Seeds. This organization is a first-year leadership empowerment program here at Syracuse University. It allows students to connect with the greater central New York area around them. Adjusting to college during a pandemic is not the easiest thing to do, but freshmen have been able to find their path with the help of Orange Seeds.
To meet new people and make connections. It's definitely hard as a freshman to meet people outside of your dorm because we aren't allowed in other dorms, but through Orange Seeds I made a lot of connections from a lot of different schools, and they've been from all different places, which has been really great.
Due to COVID-19, the students sit in socially distant seats and are split up into 2 different groups at weekly meetings. However, the group still participates in Service Saturdays, where they volunteer their time at local nonprofits and at Thornton Park. Co-directors Jack Ramza and Gursamer Singh have had to adapt to a new way of operation this semester.
It's been a blessing in disguise because it's caused, especially G and myself, to really look at the program in new ways and see where we can implement new things. It's really caused us to kind of change around stuff to make sure we're following restrictions.
Citrus TV spoke with Jeffrey Goose, who considers Orange Seeds his second family.
In a lot of ways, like my second home, because just being able to have in-person conversations with people is something that is so taken for granted, but this year especially is something that's really near and dear to my heart.
These seeds will help the Syracuse community around them throughout the year. These student leaders give us hope for a brighter future ahead. For Citrus TV News, I'm Nicole Ponte. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Nicole. Now, the SI Newhouse School of Communications is memorializing late Professor Sherry Taylor. The school set up a small display honoring Taylor today in food.com. Students could write messages on a whiteboard and post pictures of Taylor. The Barnes Center is offering therapy services to students and staff who are grieving.
And Governor Cuomo has announced New York has the second lowest COVID positivity rate of any state in the country. Maine is the first. Upstate University Hospital suspended visitation due to the spike in cases. And Syracuse University campus, there are only 14 current active cases. That's an increase of 1 since yesterday. In an email to students, Chancellor Severud warns that students may be one party away from fully remote online learning. As Halloween weekend approaches, students are urged to continue following the Stay Safe pledge.
With temperatures dropping and Syracuse snow on the way, restaurants that rely on outdoor seating to comply with social distancing are forced to come up with a new plan. Citrus TV reporter Carissa D'Agostino explains how restaurants are adjusting to the new obstacle.
The coronavirus pandemic has made indoor dining a luxury, forcing most bars and restaurants to get creative with their outdoor seating. So what happens on a day like today in Syracuse, New York, when it's raining outside? Or what about that crazy upstate winter weather? I talked to Beer Belly Deli and Pub about how they're planning to make their transition for the winter months.
We always keep the tables out there. We're going to have the heaters out there for as long as people want to come out and sit out there. If you want to bring your blanket and sit out there for as long as you want, I'm here with it.
Besides space heaters, Beer Belly manager Tyler Woolman says they've thought about getting a tent to put over the outside area. Heaters and tents might be an easy fix, but they aren't cheap. To help restaurants buy the needed equipment, Onondaga County Executive Ryan McMahon said the county may start a public-private grant program.
Any help that they can give to any of the restaurants, I think that's a great thing. As far as the heaters go, I kind of thought about a month and a half ago that the heaters are going to disappear off the shelves, so I grabbed a few as soon as I could.
outdoor diners aren't the only ones restaurants have to keep safe from the elements this year. They also have to protect their outdoor servers and staff.
I mean, if we're talking about snow or something like that, I'm not sure how well that's going to go, but we'll do the best we can to make sure everyone's safe.
Governor Cuomo announced Saturday that theaters in counties with a 2% or lower infection rate will be able to reopen at 25% capacity. Carissa D'Agostino, NCC News.
Thanks, Carissa.
In Casanova High School in Madison County joined several central New York schools in their switch to remote learning today. Families were notified a high school faculty member tested positive for COVID-19 by a letter posted to the school district's website.
Right now, the high school will only be remote for the day out of an abundance of caution. 3 high schools in Onondaga County went remote Monday. Cicero North Syracuse High School and Liverpool High School both had a student test positive, and Skaneateles High School is remote after a teacher tested positive for COVID-19. The founder of the upstate New York sex cult NXIVM was sentenced to 120 years in prison Tuesday. Keith Rainier was convicted in 2019 on charges of sex trafficking, forced labor conspiracy, human trafficking, and racketeering.
Rainier recruited members under the guise of a self-empowerment group for women. His lawyers say their client wasn't sorry for his conduct or choices. The sentence comes several years after the revelation of Rainier's program. New Jersey's largest city shut down again as COVID-19 surged in Newark. The city required all non-essential businesses to close indoor operations beginning at 8 p.m. on Tuesday.
162 people tested positive in Newark on Tuesday. That's more than all other towns combined in Essex County, which has the most virus-related deaths of any county in the state of New Jersey.
And coming up after the break, there's less than a week until the 2020 election. Find out how many people have already voted.
And wildfires continue to cause damage in California. Find out how many people have been evacuated after the break.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah. Hey Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver. The one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother.
Yes.
You, your football buddy, your football buddy. You, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
We are now just 6 days until Election Day, and already millions of Americans have cast their ballots early. According to the United States Elections Project, over 70 million people have already voted. That's over half the total that voted 4 years ago on Election Day.
The national polls have remained steady, with Joe Biden leading Donald Trump by 7 points in Real Clear Politics average. Biden has a smaller lead in many of the vital swing states, which will make or break the election for him.
Protests are ongoing after a police shooting of a black man in Philadelphia. 27-year-old Walter Wallace Jr. was shot and killed by police on Monday in the Cobbs Creek neighborhood of the city. Police have asked residents to stay inside and off the streets.
Over 30 officers have been injured in protests so far, and police have had over 70 arrests for burglaries. Governor Tom Wolf has also mobilized the Pennsylvania National Guard. The city has declared a curfew and businesses must close at 9 o'clock tonight. Over 90,000 Californians are being forced to evacuate as wildfires nearly double in size. Critical fire condition warnings cover the state as humidity remains low and wind gusts reach hurricane force in higher elevations.
Today, calmer winds are helping firefighters to beat back the twin blazes. Pacific Gas and Electric and other utility corporations in the state also assisted in the fight on Tuesday, deliberately cutting the power to nearly 1 million residents to reduce the risk of sparking a major blaze.
The British government has found itself rushing to stop a huge increase in COVID-19 cases. UK scientists warn that hospitalizations could triple by Christmas if nothing is done.
Britain is taking similar measures as France and Spain, but cases in all of these countries are still increasing. The risk is high that cases will increase due to minimal social distancing compared to the first wave of COVID in March. And countries across Europe are putting in place new measures to attempt to control COVID-19. Germany today announced it will be closing restaurants and bars for a month. The measures aim to ease the strain on the German health system after hospitals have seen the number of patients double in the past 10 days.
France will also start a one-month lockdown on Friday. People in the country will only be allowed to leave their homes for essential work or medical issues.
Australia's second largest city ended its coronavirus lockdown today. After 111 days, Melbourne residents are reopening their doors. 180,000 people are finally going back to work.
The Victoria State Health Department says no new cases or deaths due to the virus have been reported for the first time in more than 4 months. Health experts are claiming the city has emerged as a world leader in the suppression of COVID-19.
Coming up on News Live at 6, I'll talk about the current temperatures in central New York and a different kind of precipitation rolling around next week. Don't go anywhere.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie and then wham-bam minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where do cats go on vacation? New York.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. I'm Trey Redfield here with your Wednesday weather report. Let's take a look at the current temperatures right now. Mostly high 40s and low 50s, 48s in Syracuse, Rome, and Rochester, 52s in Penn Yan, Binghamton, and Fulton. And we also got some 54s in Ithaca and Elmira, Cortland, hanging around at 50 degrees. Now let's talk about this snow that I teased in last block. I mean, 5-day forecast right here. Looking at snow on Monday, afternoon showers on Sunday as well. And then also it's game day on Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. The Orange taking on Wake Forest. Olivia Conti will have more on that. But Thursday, freezing rain. It's going to be pretty cold, like I talked about with the tomorrow weather. I mean, 48 degrees is the high, 33 is the low. Friday, looking at partly cloudy skies. It was supposed to snow. That was when the snow was supposed to be here, but is going to be moved back to Monday. We'll see it at the start of November. But let's check out the activity outlook. I mean, hey, why not go to Destiny USA? Why not give it a shot? I mean, hey, so much to do. Stay inside. It's really, really cold out there. Make sure to be safe. A current spike in cases in Onondaga County. But, you know, we got to roll with the punches. Come out to Destiny USA. Hit it up for tonight. Maybe go to dinner with whoever. So that's all I got for weather. Olivia, what do we have for sports?
Well, coming up in sports, I'll talk about the World Series and how the Dodgers might have had the most COVID 2020 moment this sports season.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, bro. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Syracuse takes on Wake Forest in the Dome on Saturday. The Orange coming off a loss to Clemson last weekend in what was a relatively close game. But last season's game against the Demon Deacons was even closer. Some might say it was an instant classic. It was the final game of the season on Senior Day, and 'Cuse held a 17-6 lead going into halftime. But Wake came storming back in the second half, so much so that the game went into overtime. Trill Williams was the hero for the Orange, ripping the ball out of the hands of Kendall Hinton to run it back 94 yards. But the Demon Deacons are currently on a roll, winning their last 3 games. And it's largely because of this guy, Sam Hartman. 155 games without an interception. That's an incredible feat for a college or pro football player. And the redshirt sophomore really knows how to protect the football and hit his targets. 63% completion on his career. In last game against Virginia Tech, he completed just about 70% of his passes. And head coach Dino Babers says the matchup between the two teams brings something different out of the players.
You know, it just seems like every one of these games have been tight, and it's going to go down to the wire. I can't even halftime scores. I remember the one they got from us at the Dome. I think we were ahead at halftime, and then all of a sudden they just came storming back. This game is never over, and it seems like the two teams, the two coaching staffs, the players really get after each other, and no one quits until the final whistle.
Over to the Diamond, Game 6 of the World Series was the epitome of 2020 in a nutshell, or should I say in 9 innings. Fans were limited, but controversy, confusion, and of course COVID were all present in the Dodgers' 3-1 victory. It's LA's first title in 32 years. The playoff ghosts of Clayton Kershaw's past found a new pitcher to haunt, and that's Blake Snell. Snell threw an absolute gem, striking out 9 in 6 innings. The former Cy Young Award winner even got Mookie Betts twice. Snell didn't give up his second hit until the 6th inning when he was about to face the Dodgers lineup for a third time. And that was when Rays manager Kevin Cash decided to pull him. Why? Snell clearly didn't know, and things went downhill for the Rays from there. Betts doubled off of reliever Nick Anderson on his third pitch of the game to send Austin Barnes to third. Next batter up, Anderson threw a wild pitch that scored Barnes. Snell's departure was the controversy, but here's where the confusion and the COVID comes in. Dodgers third baseman Justin Turner left the game in the 7th inning because LA received word that he had tested positive for COVID-19. Turner was told to stay isolated in the clubhouse. Does this look isolated to you? Because it doesn't to me. He refused to sit out the celebration, putting his team at risk. He was seen without a mask in the team photo, sitting next to Dodgers manager Dave Roberts, who's a cancer survivor. World Series MVP Corey Seager seemed to be just fine with Turner's actions.
What he's meant to this organization, what he's meant to this franchise, what he's meant to this community, and to take that away from him, it's gut-wrenching. It hurts me. I can't imagine how he feels. If I could switch places with him right now, I would. That man, more than anybody, deserves to take a picture with that trophy, celebrate with us, have his family around and enjoy this moment. And, that got taken away from him, and that's just not right.
Oscar, it didn't seem like any of that got taken away from him. He did all of that. If you were Turner's teammate, would you have liked to see him on the field?
Yeah, I guess everything just got caught in the heat of the moment there. Turner clearly on the field with the Dodgers and in a place where he probably should not have been. It didn't look good to me, and it really didn't look good at all.
I would agree with that, Oscar. Thanks so much, Olivia. Coming up after the break, we have your Wake Up Weather Report. Stay with us.
It's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Wrapping up the Wednesday weather report with your wake up weather. Taking a look at tomorrow, 9 a.m. is going to be 43 degrees and cloudy skies, but have that rain jacket ready though, because at noon we're going to see the rain come in at 47 degrees, and it's not going to stop. 6 o'clock at 45 degrees with more rain. Guys?
That's all the time we have today on Citrus TV News. To stay up to date, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Citrus TV News. Like us on Facebook. I'm Ryan Baker.
And I'm Oscar Offerman. Have a great night, Syracuse.